Hola, dear viewer. I'm Solaire, or at least I thrive to be. Alright. There's something that I'd like to talk about time in another perspective. Time, a lot of people are actually afraid of time. There are people that think time just flies by a little too fast. People that are afraid of getting old. People that don't want to let go of what they have right now, which is totally understandable. However, it isn't really time that you're afraid of directly. Of course, that's like saying you're afraid of death, but what you're actually afraid of is losing everything that you have, or being apart from everyone that you love. Now, what do I mean by what do I mean exactly by we're not exactly afraid of time itself? We are afraid of something else. What are we afraid of? People will say that they're afraid of getting old, which I'd say could be true, but rather it's more like you're afraid of letting go of what you had. It's like time in a perspective. Time is the more time you have, the more opportunities you have to do more. We all think to ourselves, man, I should have done this. I could have done this when I was a child. But well, of course, it's not exactly we're afraid that we're getting older. It's more like we are afraid of not making the best of everything. People can say that they're also afraid of getting old just because they don't want to die, or maybe just because they don't want to miss out on a lot of things. Totally understandable. The more time you lose, the more opportunities you lose, the less you'll be able to do more, and that's what everyone wants to bring back. That is the problem. Now, how do we actually fix this? Just live it. We can't really change time. Alright, and in a scientific stance, time doesn't really mean anything unless if you go discuss, oh, the fourth dimension, time is linear, all that. But in our plane of existence, it isn't really there. However, what I'm trying to say is, time wouldn't be a term if it wasn't even thought of. If it wasn't discovered, it might never be discovered. Now you could say, people would just call it progression. It's not saying time. Time is very different compared to progression, but it's progression that we are afraid of. We say time as the progression of the things around us. So we are afraid to proceed? No, it's more like we're afraid to proceed with the wrong cards, without doing what we want to do. How do you live your life a lot more fulfilling manner? How do you enjoy life a lot more than you do? How do you not waste your years away that people usually do? One answer: just be sober. Live it in a sober manner, in a manner where you just appreciate everything around you. look around, appreciate everything, it will be better. Why am I saying sober as if we're not awake or sober most of the time? We're not drunk 24/7. What I'm trying to say here is, even though only 1/3 of our life we are asleep, and a few portions of our lives we are also drunk. Well, maybe not apply to everyone. I'd argue that there are times where we aren't really sober, even if it's not gonna be too obvious, but we are not sober in those situations. Now, what I'm trying to say is, let's say you're scrolling through a specific app, maybe TikTok, maybe Instagram, maybe Facebook. When you're scrolling there, you're not even minding everything else. Yes, you may argue that you are sober because you are thinking with the full capacity of your mind. However, it's different. You're not looking around. You're not living life. You're just placing empty dopamine, unearned dopamine, into your head. That's pretty much it for now. I'm really sorry that it's not that this video is gonna be very, very short. But the thing is, I really have to disturb my siblings a lot less. I hope you understand. Thank you for even watching even up to this far, and thank you.